Acolyte is the latest Disney Plus Star Wars show and is set 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller, or so they say, but it's definitely one of the most unique installments to the Star Wars franchise. It follows a Jedi Master and his former Padawan as dark truths and wrongdoings of the Jedi Order's past begin to surface. Now look, I'm the first person to take a big dump on Star Wars in 2024. I obviously loved it once upon a time, but then The Rise of Skywalker happened, and then The Book of Boba Fett happened, and Mando Season 3, then Obi-Wan Kenobi, then Ahsoka, which was alright, but I do love Andor though. I love Andor a lot. Some say a little bit too much. All this is to say that I went into The Acolyte pretty skeptical. I was really into the concept when it was announced 4 bloody years ago, but the franchise isn't in the same place it used to be back then, so I wasn't all that keen, but I thought I'd give it a crack. And oh boy, I was underwhelmed. Every week I'd watch an episode, go, yeah, that was alright, and then go on with my merry day. Twice I completely forgotten to watch the new episode and would end up doing a double feature the following week. I'm going to talk about The Acolyte spoilers in a second, but first, hello there. My name is Aidan Green. Consider subscribing to this channel. I like to talk about movies and TV stuff. It's good fun. Did a video on The Bear last week, and you know, we all love The Bear. Similar problems in The Bear as in The Acolyte, actually. So let's have a chat about that in a second. But if you like film and TV, then subscribe. I'm your man. I'm your guy. I'll be here, and I'll just chat mad shit for a little bit. Okay. All right. Yep. On with the video. The Acolyte is the definition of sometimes kinda good, sometimes kinda shit. I think upon the whole, the show just really lacked momentum, and I love slow burn, but there's a difference between slow burn and poorly paced or structured scripts. You can compare it to Ripley, the black and white show on Netflix starring Andrew Scott. That is a slow burn down to a T, but is executed superbly. You end every episode itching for the next one as mysteries slowly unravel, and I think Ripley is sort of like what the Acolyte wanted to be. It wanted you to be on the edge of your seat, following a mystery as it unravels, these mysteries from the Jedi's past, but it's just not that. It's not that engaging. I never felt the need to come back each week, which is why I always forgot that it was on. And the annoying thing is the show is actually pretty well made. Every week it looks pretty good. The performances, for the most part, were pretty good. Still not entirely sold on Soul, but I'll let that one sit for a second. But I just wasn't that into it, and I think I'm really not alone on that one. But then I watched the finale, and it changed me, man. I'm a changed man. I had so much fun with it. It had the best lightsaber scrap since The Last Jedi. I just loved it. I love the finale. Fucking Plagueis is there, like he's just hanging out like, well, I'm Plagueis. Hey, I think the series built up so much really cool stuff, and it spent a long time doing it. Struggled to find any momentum in the process, but I think at least it really did pay off. I was sat there frothing at it, thinking about that finale. I've told all my friends, I'm like, this finale's so good. Everyone's like, well, it's okay, it's fine, it's a decent finale. I think it's really solid. Maybe I was wrong about the whole show all along. But no, I think ultimately I shouldn't have to wait until the finale to vibe the series as a whole. You should be able to enjoy each episode as it comes out and not constantly be waiting for that moment where it all clicks for you. As I said earlier, it's really similar to the Bear Series 3. It's a series that's all about what's to come, and they're so focused on that they forget to polish off the current season. I think the Bear got away with it because the bottle episodes that it had were absolutely elite, but the Acolytes, no. Not quite. I don't think it's quite as good and as interesting as they want it to be. And so I'm sat here asking, why not? Everyone in 2024 is an expert on how long a series should be. I think we all have our debates of, this show had too many episodes, this show didn't have enough. I think The Acolyte was 2 episodes too long. It was 8 episodes. I think it should have been 6. I think most good crime drama thrillers unravel nicely under a 6-episode series. So I think you cut the 8 down to 6. You get rid of some of just the nothing moments where we tread familiar ground, have conversations we've already have. Give it a little bit more pace. I think episode 7, you just don't need. You just scrap that as an episode as a whole, and then just stitch in the flashback scenes into episode 8, because as much as I love the finale, I'd say the biggest flaw of it is that there's a little bit of just retelling what's already happened, and you're already like, yes, I know that. Let's get to the lightsaber scraps. I think it would be much more emotional if we'd almost cut those flashbacks throughout the episode, and then as the characters find out these truths, we find out these truths, rather than us finding out these truths in the episode beforehand, and then we go and watch the episode where the characters find out the truth. I just think there's a more interesting way of doing it, a more emotional way of doing it, and you then cut a whole episode, because it is so jarring going from like a really, really tight, really good episode 5 to sort of a catch your breath episode 6 that sets up the finale, and then you're like, hold on, we're not going to the finale today. Here, let's pause, we'll have a break, and we'll just jump back, and we'll do the episode we did earlier in the season, but we'll do it in reverse. We'll see it from a different character's perspective. I don't think we needed that. I value seeing things from different characters' perspectives. I just think it could have been connected to the finale. I don't think it needed to be its whole episode. It's just a bit silly to me. So yeah, I think The Acolyte, 2 episodes too long, has a lot of potential and has set up a really good season 2. So I hope we get a season 2. The Acolyte isn't quite fire, but its finale is, and it sets up something really unique for season 2. A massive revelation for me was watching the finale, and yes, like I said, I sort of buy into most of the performances, but I cared, and that was really cool. I was watching the climax of a season of Star Wars that had completely new characters, and I actually kind of cared, which I think was the first time that's happened in a while. Andor obviously had Andor himself, and I cared about the other characters in the series, but I'm talking about a completely new era in Star Wars with no new characters in it whatsoever, none at all, the whole season. But they just couldn't fucking help themselves, could they? Fucking Yoda. Nah, fuck it, I'm keen. What a guy. Let's see that rat in his prime. Why the hell not? I don't know what they're going to do with Yoda in season 2. I hope he's just sort of there, you know, doing his little Yoda things. I'm keen to see it. Let's bring on season 2. Maybe they'll explain Mundi being like 100 years old or whatever. I'm keen. I'm actually keen, and I hope that you're keen too. Go vibe some Star Wars, guys. I'm going to go watch some more Andor now because I love it a lot.